There are several main reasons for conflicts between different cultures. It's important to note that these reasons are not exhaustive, and conflicts can be influenced by a combination of factors. Here are some common reasons. 1. Differences in values and beliefs. Cultural conflicts often arise due to differences in values, beliefs, and norms. Each culture has its own set of beliefs and practices that may clash with those of another culture. These differences can lead to misunderstandings, disagreements, and conflicts. 2. Miscommunication and language barriers. Communication plays a crucial role in intercultural interactions. Language barriers, differences in communication styles, and nonverbal cues can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. Misinterpretation of intentions, tone, and cultural context can escalate conflicts between cultures. 3. Stereotyping and prejudice. Stereotyping and prejudice can fuel conflicts between cultures. When individuals hold biased views or preconceived notions about other cultures, it can lead to discrimination, marginalization, and misunderstandings. Stereotypes can perpetuate negative perceptions and contribute to intercultural conflicts. 4. Resource competition. Conflicts between cultures can arise from competition over limited resources such as land, water, or economic opportunities. This competition can create tensions and conflicts, particularly in regions where different cultural groups have overlapping interests and needs. 5. Historical and political factors. Historical events, colonization, political disputes, and power imbalances can contribute to intercultural conflicts. Past conflicts, grievances, and unresolved issues can create deep-rooted tensions between cultures that may continue to fuel conflicts in the present. 6. Identity and cultural threat. Cultural conflicts can emerge when one culture perceives another as a threat to its cultural identity. This can happen when there are rapid social changes, globalization, or cultural assimilation. The fear of losing one's cultural identity can lead to resistance, conflicts, and tensions between cultures. 7. Lack of cultural awareness and understanding. Lack of cultural awareness and understanding can contribute to conflicts between cultures. When individuals or groups are unaware of or misunderstand cultural practices, norms, and values, it can lead to misinterpretation, disrespect, and clashes. 8. Economic disparities. Economic disparities between cultures can also be a source of conflict. When there are significant economic gaps between different cultural groups, it can lead to feelings of injustice, inequality, and resentment, which can escalate into conflicts. It's important to note that conflicts between cultures are multifaceted and can be influenced by a combination of these factors. Understanding and addressing these underlying reasons can help promote cultural sensitivity, dialogue, and peaceful resolutions. Miscommunication and language barriers can lead to conflicts between cultures for several reasons. 1. Misinterpretation of intentions. When there is a language barrier, individuals from different cultures may struggle to accurately understand each other's intentions and meaning behind their words. This can lead to misunderstandings, as words or phrases may be misinterpreted or taken out of context. These misunderstandings can create tension, mistrust, and conflict. 2. Cultural context and nonverbal cues. Different cultures have distinct communication styles, nonverbal cues, and cultural norms that influence their interactions. When individuals from different cultures communicate, they may not be aware of or understand these cultural nuances. This lack of cultural awareness can lead to misinterpretation of nonverbal cues, body language, and gestures, which can contribute to conflicts. 3. Stereotyping and prejudice. Miscommunication can reinforce stereotypes and prejudice. When there are language barriers, individuals may rely on assumptions or stereotypes to fill in the gaps in communication. These stereotypes can perpetuate negative perceptions, misinterpretations, and biases, leading to conflicts between cultures. 4. Emotional response. Miscommunication can trigger emotional responses such as frustration, anger, or confusion. When individuals struggle to understand each other due to language barriers, it can lead to heightened emotions and impede effective communication. These emotional responses can escalate conflicts and hinder resolution. 5. Inaccurate representation. Language barriers can result in inaccurate representation of ideas or concepts. When individuals rely on translation or interpretation, there is a risk of information being distorted or lost in the process. This can lead to miscommunication and misunderstanding, contributing to conflicts. 6. Lack of empathy and understanding. Language barriers can create a sense of us versus them mentality, where individuals may feel more comfortable communicating within their own cultural group. This can limit empathy, understanding, and the ability to see different perspectives. Without effective communication, it becomes challenging to find common ground and resolve conflicts. To mitigate conflicts arising from miscommunication and language barriers, it is important to promote cultural sensitivity, language education, and the use of interpreters or translators when needed. Creating an environment of open-mindedness, patience, and active listening can help bridge the communication gap and foster better understanding between cultures. Here are some additional points to consider regarding how miscommunication and language barriers can lead to conflicts between cultures. 1. Loss of nuance and context. Languages often contain nuanced meanings, idioms, and cultural references that may not have direct translations. When attempting to communicate across languages, these nuances can be lost, leading to misunderstandings. This can be especially problematic in sensitive or complex discussions where precise meaning is crucial. 2. Power dynamics. Language proficiency can be a source of power and privilege. In situations where one culture has a dominant language, individuals who are not fluent in that language may feel marginalized or excluded. This power dynamic can contribute to feelings of frustration, inequality, and ultimately, conflicts between cultures. 3. Different communication styles. Cultures may have varying communication styles, such as direct or indirect communication, high or low context communication, or varying levels of formality. When these styles clash, it can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. For example, a direct communication style may be seen as rude or aggressive by a culture that values indirect communication. 4. Misalignment of values and norms. Language barriers can hinder the understanding of cultural values, norms, and expectations. Different cultures may have contrasting views on topics such as personal space, time management, gender roles, or social hierarchy. When these differences are not acknowledged or understood, conflicts can arise due to perceived disrespect or violation of cultural norms. 5. Misinformation and rumors. In the absence of clear communication, misinformation and rumors can easily spread. When individuals cannot effectively communicate their intentions or clarify misunderstandings, it leaves room for assumptions and speculation. This can lead to mistrust, hostility, and conflicts between cultures. 6. Lack of access to resources and opportunities. Language barriers can limit access to resources, opportunities, and services. Individuals who are not proficient in the dominant language of a culture may face challenges in areas such as education, employment, healthcare, or legal matters. This inequality can breed resentment, frustration, and conflicts between cultures. 7. Historical and political factors. Miscommunication and language barriers can also be influenced by historical and political factors. Colonialism, imperialism, or conflicts between nations can create language barriers and deepen cultural divides. Historical grievances and power imbalances can exacerbate conflicts when communication is hindered. Addressing miscommunication and language barriers requires a commitment to cultural competence, language education, and effective intercultural communication. Encouraging language learning, providing interpretation services, and promoting cultural exchange can help bridge the gaps and foster mutual understanding between cultures.